I am live, and the lighting is so much different because I'm using a different device. Um, Although I like this lighting more than what I normally have compared to this phone. But this one does have better nighttime capabilities than this one does, and I don't know what is with this like filter or whatever it has, but it's really cool actually. I like it. But anyways, hi. My name is Katarina. This is Katarina's Garage. Um, Now, I didn't quite finish this because I forgot to weld the backside of it, but you can see my not so great welds. I mean, they stick, like I can't rip them out, so, that's good. Like, I will say, my welds will stick, they're just not pretty. But I was also flux coring, like, and that's what a lot of people shy away from flux core welds and just go straight to MIG, but you can get a lot done with a flux core welder, to be honest. People are surprised when I say that, but it's absolutely true. And actually, I should change this to live chat. There we go. And it's just pretty good. Sorry, I'm texting back because I wanted to actually, because I was messaging people as well, but I wanted to go live at the same time, so, um, it's just one of these deals. And, it's funny that somebody said that. There we go. Sorry. Just was replying to comments and stuff. So, yeah, today's modification customizing didn't work as well as I would have liked, but it didn't go, like, bad. I should preface that. It could have gone better because I wish it would have worked better. And, like, again, welds are not pretty. You can see them there. They are, but they stick, right? Like this doesn't move and it's all good. So unfortunately, though, the problem that I'm having is that with this, which is about an inch, I think it's like an inch and a quarter. It's actually the hood is hitting it, which I know I didn't have much hood clearance before, but I just wanted to see because of different carbs and stuff like that. Maybe it would have been a little different, but no, not the case. So unfortunately, all of this, which the video will come out on this, there's a lot of kind of dead space in the video just because I kept screwing up. I will fully admit this, and this is one thing about my channel, is when I post content, I don't cut things out. So you get to see my screw ups as much as compared to most people's channels where they cut the screw ups out, where you'll see me screw around for about 10 minutes trying to figure out why I can't weld this. And then I realized I didn't have it grounded to this because it needed to be grounded to this. Because normally I'm dealing, like, when I've welded before, I'm dealing with, like, a welding table or, like, welding underneath a car or something, so it's not a big deal. But it needs to be, attached. So, yeah, it's a video that's over half an hour long. I will say that, though. It's one of my longest videos in quite a while. But, it happens, right? And it'll be fun. Um, and it was fun to do. It was fun to weld again. It's been probably over a year now. Oh, did I miss a comment? Hang on. I thought I... No, I did not. Okay, I thought I did. Um, and what is this thing? Okay, I don't care about any of this stuff. Why is this just blowing up on me? There we go. This is the phone that I almost never use. This is the phone that I used launching the channel. And it's just a spare device for videoing in general. Like, I don't really use it that often, but that's all it's for. You know, that's all it's really good for, in fact. And yes, my cat is licking the outside of the bottle because there's condensation on said bottle, and he likes to get fresh water in that way. Anybody? But yeah, so unfortunately, like, the air cleaner's now hitting the hood. So there are a few things that I could do. There is one that might work that I might just be able to get rid of this, to be honest. You might ask what that is. And that is actually changing out the hard line or changing where the fuel filter is placed. And I could do that. I could literally just flip that the other way. I could make it so that the fuel filter is closer to the fuel pump itself, and literally it would take me no effort whatsoever, and then try and put it up there again. But the only issue is that the hose is still there, so there's a problem there. However, that might alleviate it. Something that I might just go to because it dawned on me that I had one. It's like, wait a minute, where that Holly carb where it needs its actual fuel line to go to, my spare engine has the stock hard line because unfortunately I broke my hard line. So when I was trying to bend it into a different position, I broke it. However, my like I said, my spare engine has the right one. So the only thing I'd have to do is modify the inlet um into the carburetor, which actually that's not that hard to do because I can just take the inlet that's on my that's already cut and shortened that is on the fuel pump itself, and then take the hard line off the spare engine and run it that way and move the fuel filter to a different space altogether and get rid of a lot of that rubber line, and it'll be a cleaner look. It's not as like fuel flow doesn't really matter in a carbureted setting, and to be honest, in most settings it doesn't really matter. You know, it just takes longer for the fuel to get from the fuel pump to the carburetor. That's your only drawback to it. But other than that, it's really not too bad. You know, because I'd be going back to the stock style, which I think I'm gonna do anyways. It's a cleaner look overall, even though like it does go, up and around the motor. I'll have to get rid of the stupid zip ties that are all along that freaking fuel line though, because what they did want it, and I think they experienced vapor lock with that engine, and because there is all of this insulation that is like the right type of insulation, but for some reason they cut it up into little pieces and they put zip ties. There's like 40 zip ties on this fuel line. It's so stupid. So that is kind of the plan, I think, is to use that and see. The only other thing that I could do as well, because I could retain everything I've already done, fix my hood scoop, which that is a plan to fix a hood scoop, but it's just I've never fiberglassed and it's structural fiberglass work, so that is the struggle with it. If it was just cosmetic, that's a little different. I wouldn't care as much. I just bolt it back on, but it's actually structural that needs to be fixed with it. So what I am going to do, or what I could do, is if none of this other stuff works, if I can't find a not as thick, one of these, then the other thing that I can do is literally get the hood scoop on, cut a hole in the hood, and run it that way. And I'm okay with doing that, to be honest. It will create more cold air, and I might be able to get my air cleaner back from this trading Lilo away. So that that air filter will work well with that because it has that top style filter. I wish it had a non-filter on the bottom of it, that it was just straight up a the top and sides of it, because the bottom, that's just gonna heat soak really bad. but I can get some cold air coming via cowl induction, right? That'll work. Um, it's not like the Capri where it's literally ram air. Um, it'd be on the back of the air cleaner that we do that and have who knows, maybe put a filter on the towards the back of the air cleaner once we cut, or not the air cleaner but of the hood scoop once we cut it away. And now, is there any comments, or am I just that I'm not seeing, or is just nobody commenting? I'm just asking because we have 5 viewers and 2 likes, and that's all. Because sometimes it doesn't show up on my end. I mean, I could just double check on this, I suppose. Um, what is okay? I don't care about that at the moment. I'm just gonna double check because if nobody's chatting, it's fine. It's just something I like to see. No, nobody's chatted. Okay, fair enough. Um, but yeah, so this sadly it didn't work. But I have ideas, and it'll eventually be right. It's just it takes time. It takes time. Whatever I do. So, there's still like, and it could just be a multitude of things. Hey, it's all good. Focus. Like I said, while I rely on the chat a bit, I can talk to myself for a while, but I can only talk to myself for so long though, and then it gets to be a bit rough. But yeah, no, I definitely appreciate it. Thank you. Um, yeah, it's one of these interesting things, and to be honest, with customizing anything, you're gonna come across problems, and this Holly Carb has just created these problems due to the fuel line location, using a drop base filter, and some of this other stuff like that. And it's just it's interesting. And where I actually have the fuel filter currently placed, it's over top of the valve cover, which is not it's not the most ideal, but it works. It's fine. There's not really a big deal about that. People tried to make it a big deal, but I just kind of brushed them aside and I didn't really care that much. So yeah. And I'll just yeah, next time I'm up in Edmonton, which will be next weekend actually. It should be next Saturday after the car show because I'm likely gonna go straight up to Edmonton afterwards because there's that track day that I hope to get to. Um, and take Stitcher on the track. Well, I definitely appreciate that. It's one of these things like with this car, because this is my first car, and I'm never gonna stop. There was points when I first got the car that I didn't know if I wanted to keep the car, and that I actually listed it a few times, and I just thought I can't do this, and then as my skills grew, as I gained more um resources, as in like people that I can rely on, then it got better. Like, Roy Marcos helped me out quite a bit. We did the double roller timing chain. We did the initial 2 barrel carb on that thing. He's helped me out with that carburetor loads. He's actually quite good with carburetors. Where I'm not bad with them, but I don't have the experience he does. I can do a base tune on a carburetor, get it at least running, where he can tune it and get it running optimal. So, and that's one of these things, like with the Capri, because we'll see on that, because I changed out the fuel pump yesterday, um, and we'll see next time I put it on a road trip, which I don't know when that's gonna exactly be, but oh, for sure. And because like when I first bought the car, I didn't have like car friends that I could really rely on. There was people that I could ask for some things, but I didn't actually have anybody here. It wasn't until I met, Roy, and then I met my buddy Keith, and they're my two big people that way that I can fully rely on. Um, there's other people that I can rely on too, but those are the big two. And, plus what's nice is that when I go up to Edmonton is that I can actually stay at my buddy Keith's house. Yeah, see, and I wish I could be there for that cruise, but I can't. I just got tagged in a post on Facebook for the We Are Classics because they're doing the super cruise. It's a big cruise. Like it's going from um, Indigo in northwest Calgary and taking the number one, going through the 762, the 549, the 22, and then stopping at or I thought they were stopping at Marv's Classic Soda Shop because they were closing now, but maybe not. And then going through Okotoks and going back up the Big Sky Barbecue Pit. It is a hour and a half cruise, although then you need to get back to wherever you were, so beyond that, but that'd be such a good cruise, but that's happening this Saturday, right? Um, I'm just seeing because yeah, I think that's this Saturday, which unfortunately I'm not. I can't afford it, so I'd love to, but I can't afford it. It sucks, but it is what it is, right? Um, because yeah, I have limited funds right now. Like I am running on empty. Um, yeah, and it would be. But to be honest, I gotta save for other things, like, because the one thing that I need to see if I can actually afford this, because my buddy Roy has already said that he would pay for me to go onto the track. However, it's affording the gas too. So I need to see about that. I really want to do it so bad, but we shall see. We shall see. Um, you know, and who knows? It might be different because maybe I take the Capri up instead of my Mustang, which would be kind of weird, but you know, because the Capri is not the car I'd want to take around the track, but the Capri would still be fun to take around the track. It's just having the manual is just much more fun, and plus Stitch is my baby, and she's the one that I'd love to take around. The Capri is cool, but it's not like I don't have a sentimental attachment to the Capri. I just like it, you know. But there's some things that I need to address with the Capri though, and especially before winter comes along here. Um, because me and Keith, we're gonna have to get it up on the hoist, and we're gonna have to use the grinder just with the wire wheel, just to wire wheel the frame and stuff like that, and we're gonna need to undercoat it. Oh yeah, definitely. Like I love my classics. Modern vehicles are cool too, but classics to me are just better. And it's interesting because I have this troll in a group that I'm part of. And he's branched out to troll me on other posts and stuff like that he sees me on, which is annoying, but it is what it is. Um, I said something months ago about this. May have even been last year, to be honest. I can't remember, but basically, what I had said was that classic cars are more reliable than new cars. And what I meant by that, because like reliability is a relative term, and depending on the classic car as well, because there's some classic cars that just break down. I mean, my convertible is one of those. It broke down quite often on me. But my Mustang, the only time it ever gave me problems was twice. I vapor locked it, my own fault. And then the fuel pump went on me, but I could still drive the car. It was just leaking fuel out of the weep hole. So I had to get that replaced. Exactly, and that's the one thing. Like, if unless I send a rod through the block, or I grenade the rear end, or something along those lines, I can limp my car home. In a new car, you can't. Plus, new cars all the time. They're having issues with safety things of like their airbags or being recalled because of like the axles falling out and stuff like that. It's really bad. Even some cars catching on fire. Like, which granted, again, my convertible, it did catch on fire once. And Stitch, I had a carb fire just this last week, but it happens. um, actually, just this last week. It was actually earlier this week. When I was at the gas station, I was topping up fuel in Olds, and the car just was not restarting. I've been having issues with the battery in that car, to be honest. Um, and I think the battery's fine now. I let it charge for like a day and a half, so should be better. Sometimes those AGMs, when they sit for a while, you just need to do that to them. But um, yeah. So, anyways, I'm at the gas station and the car is just not starting. And I'm like, really, really? I just had you running. Are you really gonna do this to me? And then you hear that roar, 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 roar. I'm like, okay, why aren't you starting? I pop the hood and oh crap, the car's on fire. Blow that out, start the car back up. Again, the Holly carbs can be finicky. It's only done that the once, so and luckily, like it wasn't a backfire, so it didn't blow out the power valve. Because backfires blow out power valves. Carburetor fires don't do that. Yeah, it happened. Like it wasn't anything major. I mean, you look at the hood, and there's definitely is a nice black spot on the hood now, but it's fine. On the underside of it, anyways. So, and I haven't cleaned it yet, so you can wipe it and you can get that that black soot on your fingers. It's it's just one of these things. It's the first time I've ever dealt with a carb fire, so um, yeah. Hi Saber, do you need food? Hey, is that what you're mowing about? Hi buddy. What? Do you need food? Do you want cuddles? What do you want? Because, I mean, it is around that time to feed you, too. Hi, Saber. What do you want? You big old fat cat? Or are you... You're stuck. Hang on, buddy. Ugh. Hang on, sir. There you go. There you go, buddy. Oh. There we go. My cat got stuck on his, we have this little cat scratcher on the floor, and he got stuck on it. So. Hi, Saber. Come here, bud. Come here, sir. Oh, big fat cat. There we go. Hi, buddy. Yes. Yeah, this is my big fat cat. His name is Saber. He is 24 years old. And he's the only man I'll ever need. As I say. Said that for a long time. Hey, bud. Hey, sir. You're a wonderful kitty. And I love you. But yeah, no, it's interesting because with customizing cars, like there are things that people don't consider, and to be honest, I didn't consider any of these things because this is normally not a problem. Because most carbs, for the air cleaner base, it's the same size across the board. There's no problems. The carb stud, again, it's usually the same, but this one's a 5/8, which is weird. Like almost no carbs are 5/8 thread. It's weird. But yeah, no, it's just little things like that. I had to figure out the fuel line because it's in a different location and all this different stuff. Of just figuring it out. Okay, you gonna lay down, bud? Or are you just gonna stand there? Eh? You're an old man. You should lay down. Yeah, you would think. Um, and it's just it's these sort of little things that bite you in the ass when you're customizing stuff. Like, you know, and even like my T5 swap on my Mustang, that took quite a bit of work because you know of customization because trying to do it on the in a Fox body because it's not really been done as much. Like people have done it, but to my knowledge, mine's the only documented case of it. Because I tried to show everything, but I will admit there are things that are omitted from that video. But if anybody asked me, I could tell them how we did certain things on it. So, like as an example, we didn't think the clutch fork would be a problem. You know, we figured that the throwout bearing should have the articulation that it needed because it only had the articulation this way on the throwout bearing. It didn't have it this way as well, so we couldn't actually get um it to go over the input shaft on the transmission. So it's like, okay, how do we rectify this? And then Keith thought of the idea, well, I've got spare clutch forks around from Fox bodies. Let's just chop them up and combine these ones to make it work. And it's interesting, with that. So that the clutch fork in that car is it is Fox body on the front. The middle is a 66. The back is a Fox body, and we had to extend it out again, which I think he just used a plate and extended it out rather than cutting up a third one. I can't remember for sure, but regardless, because he's the one that customized that actually. I just kind of documented the process. So it's one of these things. Having to deal with like figuring out. Oh, it definitely is that the whole car is. So like it's got a two barrel carb on it right now. From the factory was a one barrel. The two barrel carb is via a billet adapter. Um, that goes from two to one. It's got dual exhaust with GT tips on the back of it. It's got seats out of an '84 Mustang. Let's see. What else is there that's just not for that, to be honest? Oh, it is. Like, and that's why it's interesting because a friend of mine asked me one time, he's like, hey, were you cruising around Cochrane? And I'm like, today? I'm like, no. Why? He's like, oh, because I thought I saw your car. It's like, car looks very similar to yours. I now want to run into this person because I want to check out their car because if it looks like mine, I'm like, that's really cool. I love that. And because, you know, my car's so unique and I'm not offended if somebody copies my vehicle. If they want to take inspiration from my car, that is cool with me. Compared to, there are other people that get upset about that sort of thing. And I don't get it. Like, why would you be upset if somebody copies your vehicle? Because that means you made something so cool that somebody else wanted it. Right? Like, honestly. If somebody wants to do the same things to theirs as I've done to mine, I say go for it. You know? Exactly. It is a compliment. There are some people that don't take it as such, and I don't get it. They just have like the jealousy thing because they say, "Oh, I have to have the only one like that." It's like, but why? Uh, I don't know. Sorry, somebody was messaging me about my birth care. Which, uh, let's see, what's this? this wood. Sorry, somebody's just asking me about parts on my car, and they're asking if I would ship. And let's see where this guy's located. Oh, he's up in Grand Prairie. Yeah, I can't deliver them to Grand Prairie. Um, so only the one tail light is good. The other one is cracked. There we go. Sorry, dealing with the, like I said, dealing with the potential buyer on stuff. So let's take a look. Because I'm pretty sure it's passenger tail light. Hey, if that could be some money in my pocket, that'd be cool. Because I could definitely use it right now. You know, hurting. Definitely hurting for cash. Um, yeah, guy was interested in my taillights out of my parts car, and I told him that, or he asked, like, um, would you ship parts? I'm like, yeah, I can, depending on what you're after. Like, if it's a big part, I don't ship big things, but I can ship small things. That's fine. And oddly enough, the taillight he needs is the one I have that's still good in that thing. If you pay the shipping, I can, yes. Do I still have... I'm just trying to think if I have any of my packing material. Well, I still have those packing peanuts, so that could work. Yeah, sorry. Did I lose my viewers here? It looks like I did. Yeah. Oh, wait, no, hang on. Oh, hey, no worries. Thanks for stopping in, and I'll catch you later. Let's see about getting... It's tomorrow. Can I get an address? There we go. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, so I'm not sure what else to talk about at the moment. I'm just blanking on stuff. But, I definitely appreciate everybody coming out. I think I might just end the live, to be honest. I'm just not getting interaction. That's fine. Just a quick update, and, expect to see a video, maybe tomorrow. But we'll see. Anyways, ciao!